Check it out, y'all. The CD-ROM Core Graphics 2 interface unit back up and running. And I'm so happy about that. I finally had some time to get the CD-ROM, take a look at it, get it fixed. And I've been on a PC Engine high lately. Check it out what I have in here. Straight up gold is what I got. I got Dracula X there, Chino Rondo. Excellent title. And super happy about that. But anyhow, JJ here. We're at HQ. We're going to do a pickups video, y'all. It's been a while. It's 30 some odd games and like about 3 digital games. And I'm pretty happy with this stuff here. Now, I did sell quite a bit. In fact, I got a stack of receipts. Just the receipts of everything I sold. I think I sold about like 60 games and a few bits of hardware. And a lot of that money right back into the collection. So let's get it started. As a matter of fact, let's start with the digital collection. I got the Switch Lite. This Switch Lite, I love this thing, because I do a lot of traveling for work. And this is the go-to way, Anyhow, let me turn this bad boy on. Give it the 3 taps. And here we go. I was playing some Sagaya. I just picked this one up. 100 yen off the eShop. Now, Sagaya Darius. I do have a physical version of this, but sometimes you just want to double dip, especially when it's 100 yen. Next to that, we got 80s Overdrive. I played a little bit of it. It was 100 yen, also on sale on the Japanese eShop store. And I was... the only thing that's a bummer about it is that it doesn't have any English language options, but it's a racing game. And for 100 yen, whatever. And next to that, we got Mars Chaos Menace, which is a shooter. I was a bit curious about this one, and it's also on sale for 260 yen. So between the three, look at that. Look at the way the colors match. The blue and the yellow. Come on, man. Anyhow, those are the digital pickups. And maybe I should just start here. We got the Neo Geo Pocket. Oh gosh, maybe, oh no, here we go, yeah. But this bad boy, now it did include the box. I got this at Surugaya. As a matter of fact, with a lot of the physical stuff, a lot of this came from Surugaya. Here we have the serial number, 0135208. And it's going to be matching. How much did I pay for this guy? Check it out, y'all. 2,120 yen. Now, as you can see on the little price tag there, it's saying that it had like a fatal error, but really it was just the little battery. If you don't have a battery in there, it's just telling you that, it just kind of flashes the red, all the alarms are sounding off, but this thing works. I do have to replace the polarizing filter. As you can see there, it's powering up. I'm going to replace the polarizing filter. I can find a replacement on Amazon Japan. But check it out. Now, this is the original release, just the straight up monochrome. I also have the color version here. And this is the new Neo Geo Pocket color. There was a small revision. But having a blast with this guy. Anyhow, that's that pickup. Really happy about that one. I do love my Neo Geo stuff, and that really fits the bill. And I could finally throw this away. I was just kind of saving it for the video. And then on the hardware front, we got a Vita here, but it's really going to be the headphones. As you can see here, the in-ear headset. Paid $14.40 at a Surugaya. The box was squashed. This was like new old stock, but I kind of was able to bend it back into shape. But these headphones, I do like the branding on them, But the quality itself, they sound a little bit tinny. But I'm all about that PlayStation branding, I got the PS3 3D display. I got the PS3 down there. I got the Sony receiver. It's not really PlayStation, but I do have the sound bar. Anyhow, these headsets, I haven't this in that I can't even speak, but in that particular occasion when I found them up in the Surugaya in what was it? Sudanuma up in Chiba. It was my first time seeing these, and naturally I was curious. I love audio. In fact, check out the boombox. Got it up and running. Everything's all gravy there. Found a little spot for it, but I love the audio stuff, and I was super curious, so was gonna try it. And the room is still in disarray. You know, I got a whole bunch of stuff here because I'm working. I don't have a lot of time here at home. And some stuff's coming in, some stuff's coming out. Some stuff needs to be repaired. Y'all know how it goes. Anyhow, where should we start? We're gonna start here with the PC. I got PC, like I'm telling you, I've been playing a lot of PC Engine. I got Override. Now, Override, this game, this copy was originally 17,800 yen, but they discounted it by 4,000 yen because it's peeling here on the corner. Now, I'm going to get some glue real carefully and then repair that. But I got a 4,000 yen discount because of that. I felt they should have gave me 10,000 yen. Why not? And then I had a coupon for an additional 1,000 yen and I think 1,200 yen. So I got a pretty good deal on this. I think after all was said and done, I paid about 12,420 yen. It's a pricey game, but it's one that I've been wanting to add to the collection. I'm trying to get a whole bunch of shooters on the old PC Engine. And then here we have Hanatakadaka. Is another shooter, like I guess more on the cutesy side of things, but it's really fun. Absolutely love it. I've been having a blast with this one. And this one actually, there's a few bits that actually make me laugh because there'll be like these booby traps in the game, and if you fall for it, you know, you have to restart the level, which I thought was pretty hilarious. Here we got Special Criminal Investigation, CSI. This is also a part of the Taito. What's the other one? Oh gosh, I'm drawing a blank. Chase HQ. Chase HQ, Special Criminal Investigation. I do want to get the combo that's on the Sega Saturn, but I was super curious about this one, and I'm kind of glad that I picked it up. You know, it has that nice, beautiful 8-bit, 16-bit aesthetic to it, but a really nice game. It's super short though. You can actually beat that within 15 minutes if you're good. Now here's a monster, Soldier Blade. I'm telling y'all, I've been focusing hard on the PC Engine. Been selling a bunch of stuff that I'm never gonna play, don't really care to play, or I'm just kind of over it. But this one, oh man. It's also available on the PlayStation Network. And on the PlayStation Network, I believe it's about 600 and some odd yen, and you can play that on your PS Vita. You can play it on the PS3 as well as the PSP if you have a way to transfer that stuff. As a matter of fact, I got the PC Engine GT, and there it is. I was playing it earlier. Excellent game. Soldier Blade. And then we got Rabio Lepis Special. 5,000 there, again from Surugaya. And this particular version is the PC Engine version, obviously, but it's also available on the Switch. Now, if you go on it's a part of the Hamster's Arcade Archives. It's also available on PlayStation 4, I believe Steam, and then possibly the Xbox Series X, Xbox One. But it's a fun little shooter. I haven't been able to spend too much time on it, but it's on my wish list. Believe me, I got a wish list. And if you don't have a wish list, you should definitely work on one. But anyhow, we got Space Harrier. I paid 1,000 yen, and I do like how it has like the original price. But I paid 1,000 yen for this at a hard off. The hard off in Sodegaura up in Chiba. Now this is a bit yellowed, and I believe that's why they had it discounted. And this little plastic sleeve I made, it was just kind of like a loose hue card in there. The manual itself was also pretty bent, but I bent it back into shape so it doesn't have like that sharp curve. But anyhow, an interesting little port. I'm not sure if I'm going to be keeping this, but I did want to try it out. And I will, I will play it to completion, but for 1,000 yen, that's not bad. And we got P47. I got this one up in at the Koga Hard Off. And I paid, I can't remember anymore. I think it was like 3,000 and some. But it's a fun little shooter. This is also a part of the arcade archives. And been having a blast with this one. Now, this one is a bit, you know, I don't want to say generic, but a little bit simple in terms of its visuals. But level 2 with the setting sun, absolutely beautiful. Love it. Then we got Restan Saga 2. Now, this one was all about the cover. Look at this crazy cover. In fact, let's pull it out. Let's give this game some respect, that cover. Now, a lot of people don't like this this version just because part 1 is so good. Part 3 is freaking amazing. Absolutely love it. Let me do that there. Look at this beautiful cover. Check that out. Now, I've beaten this game, but not this version. I beat it on the Sega Genesis. I do have it on the Nintendo Switch. As a matter of fact, I got it right here, bros. It's a part of the Taito Milestone 3 release, and that includes Restan 1, 2, and 3. And 2 is definitely, I don't know, they took a different approach visually, but I have a little bit of a soft spot for it. I'm going to put it off to the side just because I took it out of the plastic. And then we have Dragon Saber. I've been wanting this one for quite some time. And typically when I would find it, it was averaging about 7,000 yen or more. So when I saw it at this price at the Surugaya in Konosu up in Saitama, that was a no-brainer. And as you can see, a little bit sun-faded there. But the thing about with my collecting, I don't need every single game to be complete or super complete or in the best condition. You know, sometimes I just want to try it. Now, this is also available for the PS1 in the form of the Namco Museum. And it's also a part of the arcade archive. So there's many ways to play this. Then we got Hyperdyne Sidearms Hyperdyne. And this is an interesting one. I paid 4,100 yen. It's also a part of the Capcom Classics Collection Volume 2 on the PS2 and Xbox. And it's also a part of like the Capcom Arcade Stadium 2. And you get the arcade release. But this one has some pretty cool music. It's also available. There's a different one that's called Special. And that one is on the CD-ROM format. And I hear that one has great music. But this one, I've been having a good time with it. Again, I only made it to like level 3 or 2, but once my schedule frees up and I have a few weeks off from work, I'm definitely going to be hitting up this stack of games hard. We got Spriggan Mark II. This is kind of like a cinematic shooter. 8,000 yen. Happy to have this one in the collection. Visually, it's a stunner. And like there's a lot of story elements going on in this one. And then this one, Gradius Gopher 2, 6,300 yen. Now this one did include the spine card, the precious coveted spine card, as well as like a sticker set. Excellent music. And I do like that the difficulty is a little bit toned down. Now I have this for the Famicom, but for some reason the Famicom one is pretty tough in comparison. And then the final PC Engine game that I got this time around, this season, is The Legend of Xanadu. This is an action RPG. And I'm not the biggest RPG fan, but I was a bit curious about it because visually and the gameplay wise, at least like the action bits look very, very appealing. And this is more of like just a curiosity. If it doesn't really like do anything for me when I actually have time to actually play it, which maybe I'll do after this video, then I'll just go ahead and just sell it. You all know how it goes, buy, sell, trade. And those are the PC Engine pickups. So I'm telling y'all, man, I've been going hard on the PC Engine. I think what's like the, I need to look at my list. I have a list, but there's a few games that I'm getting really close. I think it's just like 10 more games that I want. Not going after a complete, no way. But anyhow, we got Thunder Force 3 for the Sega Mega Drive. This is the only Sega Mega Drive game that I picked up this time around. In the last video, I had quite a few, but this is a masterpiece. It's also available on the Sega Saturn as a part of the Thunder Force Gold Pack Volume 1. Volume 2 has the arcade release. And this one's pretty good. It's excellent. And I've been wanting it for quite some time. I paid 6,000 yen for it, and for the condition, I feel that was a very good deal. Then 980 yen for Super Runabout. Now I have all the Runabout games. I think the only one I'm missing is the North American release, and they did release that version in Japan. Now this is the vanilla release, but the North American release and the San Francisco edition Japanese release has a few bug fixes, and maybe some additional content, but it just fixes a few bugs that were present on this particular version. But I do like this. I do like the Runabout series. It's pretty fun. We got Gunbird 2. Now the main reason why I wanted this is for the exclusive character Morgan, which you can see here on the spine card. Now this was 7,500 yen. This has been on my wish list for quite some time, and as you can see there, I got the big Morgan fan, big Darkstalkers vampire fan, and that's a no-brainer, man. Now moving on to the Sega Saturn, we got Mr. Bones. Now this is kind of a weird game. And back when this was released, when was this released? Like 1997, you know? I think in the States it could have been 98. I'm not really sure, but I remember seeing this game. It was like on a demo disc. It had like a video, I think, on one of the flashback demo discs on the Saturn. And, you know, well, the interesting thing about this is just that goofy, weird gameplay. And originally I bought this, I actually I had a copy which I traded in, but it was missing disc 2, and this one is complete. But this particular version was missing the precious spine card, but that one was included in the version the junk version that I got. So I ended up keeping that, and now I have a more complete version. But there is, visually, there's some interesting things in this game, which I do appreciate. But I think this is more like an acquired taste. So don't go too crazy trying to track down a copy, because it could be more expensive than this price here. Anyhow, we have Clockwork Knight. Now this one combines parts 1 and 2 into a single disc, and I ended up getting rid of those two discs, part 1 and part 2 separately, because I'd rather have it in one, and I don't need too much Clockwork Knight in my life. I remember this was one of the first Sega Saturn games that I played, because it was included in my Sega Saturn demo disc way back in '96, and I did end up buying part 2 way back many years ago, and I did beat that. But I am kind of a fan of this particular series, but again, I don't need the standalone releases and then this re-release. And then we have Assault Suit Lanos 2, 980 yen. Now that price is the main reason why I got this. Now this was re-released for the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation 4. It's also backwards compatible with the PS5. And it may have, don't quote me, but I suspect that it may have English language options, although this release does not. But it's actually not a bad game. I haven't played it before, but you know, it's not bad. And I do want to pick up a copy of Vulcan on the Super Famicom. As a matter of fact, I do have it. It's in here somewhere. Yeah, right there. Vulcan. Declassified. I highly recommend that. But playing the declassified version, I'm like, oh, I want to get the Super Famicom version. Here we have KO2. Now, this one was a pretty good deal. Normally, it goes for twice the amount, possibly more. And it's a fun little side scroller. Now, I haven't had a lot of time to dedicate to it, but I did play through like the first level. I made it to like the first shooting section. But visually, very cool game, and I'm looking forward to playing that one, or dedicating more time to it. And then the final Saturn game is Deza 2 or Dazamon for the Sega Saturn. Now, this is like a make-your-own shooter, but it has a few games that are like sample games that are a part of this collection, and I believe there are ways to upload or download and then upload levels that other users have created. So this one can be like hold a lot of possibilities. But those are the Saturn titles, and the Dreamcast, and the Mega Drive. Now let's go ahead and go to the PlayStation 1. Now this one, Raiden DX, 6,000 yen. Now this is the first print, not the hamster re-release, which I had previously. I ended up selling that one to Book Off, and they gave me about 2,500 yen or so, which I put towards the purchase of this copy. Now the previous copy also was pretty scratched up, which I'm surprised that they gave me that amount given the condition, but this one is clean, has the Obi card, the spine card, and absolutely love this one. I do want to pick up Raiden Fighters Aces for the 360, but that one's a pricey one, so I have to see what else I'm going to be getting, what else I can get rid of to fund that purchase. But here we have Gunner's Heaven, 7,200 yen. Now this is kind of very similar. I don't want to say it's a clone, but it's close to it of Gunstar Heroes. Now Gunstar Heroes is what I prefer far and away. But this one, I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to keep it. I need to play it a little bit more, because every time I play it, it leaves a little bit to be desired. Visually, it's nice, but I don't know. It just seems, I guess it is a clone. It's a little generic clone of Gunstar Heroes. Here we have Henry's Explorers. I was playing this on Saturday morning. I skipped the Wheaties. Let's go. Light gun games. And man, this is actually pretty fun. It's goofy, but something about it. And I had a great time with this one. I didn't even beat like the first level, you know, just the first, getting my feet wet. But on the topic of light gun games, now here's a monster. Area 51. I used to pump so many quarters at the tilt. That was in Blue Mountain Mall in Walla Walla, Washington back in the late 90s. But this game, I want to say the PS1 port, I believe it's also on the Saturn, but for the PS1 port, it holds up well. And with the light gun, playing on this little monster here, I had such a blast, and I'm super happy that I picked this up. I got this one at the Momotaro Kingdom, not far from Goi Station up in Chiba. And I highly recommend it, man. Freaking Area 51, especially if you have a CRT with the light gun. It also supports the mouse, as you can see there, which I'm kind of curious to try out. But excellent game. Speaking of light gun games, House of the Dead 3 for the original Xbox. Now I do have the PlayStation 3 version, but this version also includes part 2 as an unlockable, which I have part 2 on the Sega Dreamcast, but you could never have too much the House of the Dead. And I still have the light gun. I took it apart because it wasn't working. I bought it in the junk section, and I think some of the capacitors might need replacing, and I need to, if you see there, one of the wires, as soon as I took it out, one of the wires just like popped right off because it was pretty, I guess, pretty weak. But we'll get that back up and running, and we'll be doing it proper. We'll be doing this, the House of the Dead 3 justice. Silent Hill 4. I had the greatest hits version of this, but I sold that one. And what I got for it pretty much paid for this one. Now, normally I don't care about getting the greatest hits, but the main reason why I wanted the vanilla release is because it includes a sampler disc. Much like Part 3. Part 3 also includes a sampler disc. And Part 4, this one is also available on the PlayStation Network, and I believe it's 1,000 yen. Let me take it out. So the little mini sampler disc. All right, here we go. Let's open this bad boy up. Got to be very careful. There it is. Has its own little sleeve. But check this out, man. Just a single CD, but it has like 3 or 4 tracks. But I'm such a sucker for, you know, those kinds of collectibles. Now, this one does have full English language options. So if you're interested, the greatest hits does not include that sampler disc, but the vanilla release does. And This in Japan is exclusive for the PS2, whereas in North America, the Xbox also got a release of Silent Hill 4. Now let's move on to the Famicom. Check it out. Turtles in Time. It's a bit two-toned. I paid 2,300 yen for this. I also have the collection on the Switch. Fell asleep on me, but I wanted to get this one complete in box, but it's just so expensive. And for the price that I paid, you know, I'm more than satisfied. And as a matter of fact, having it loose there gives me more reason to use this guy. These are all the games that I have that do not have boxes, with the exception of Nosferatu. I was just playing that one. And what's the point of putting it back in the boxes if I'm still playing it? I kind of have this stuff all covered up. We got the Duo RX there. A lot of PC Engine in the house. Here we go. What do we have here? Final Fantasy VI. 780 yen. Now this was mainly just for the cover art as well as the intro. Sometimes I just like to replay the intro for that amazing music, especially on the old CRT, but you know, 780. Here we go. We got Gundam Wing. Now this one is slightly sun faded. Paid 8,000 yen for this. I did get a loose cart and I ended up selling it, and I pretty much got all the money, most of the money that I spent on it. I think I paid 27 for it, and I ended up getting 2,500 yen when I traded it in, which I used to buy this complete copy. Now I used to watch this series on Toonami on Cartoon Network, and this was one of the very first games that I emulated on SNES X9 or whatever it's called, that old school emulator. But it's a great little fighter, very impressive considering it's running on the Super Nintendo. But well, I'll save that one for last. But here we go. Check out this beast, Undercover Cops. Look at the price tag on that. Man, oh man. Now this one, I'm gonna admit, this was a bit impulsive, and I'm not sure if I'm gonna keep it. I do want to experience it. I do want to play it, but once I beat the game, I'll see how I feel about it, and then I'll reserve judgment to see what happens until then. But Undercover Cops by Irem, I hope that this gets released by the Arcade Archives, because the arcade release, it's uncensored. This one is censored naturally, you know, being Nintendo and everything, but a great little beat 'em up. Now this is a monster right here. Wild Guns on the old Super Famicom. I used to rent this game so many times way back in the 90s. Super happy to have this one in the collection, and I've been playing it off and on, and I have never beat it back in the day, but it's gonna happen. And I also have the reloaded version on the Nintendo Switch. But guys, that's pretty much what I have. Look at this stack. Once I have more time, I'm definitely gonna indulge in playing some of these games that I recently picked up. I'll probably be taking the PC Engine GT with me when I'm at the hotel alongside the Switch, so I can play some of these PC Engine games. But very happy with this collection. Definitely stay tuned, because I'll be doing more in the hunt videos, probably still focusing around the Chiba area. And then it looks like the forecast, the work forecast, I will be back in Osaka. So definitely expect more videos out of Osaka coming very, very soon. Until then, take care, and I will see you all very, very soon. Ciao.